Hey Mark, how are you?
Hey.
Yehya, nice to meet you again.
Sit down.
Thank you very much. So, I chose to interview you today because I was really inspired by everything you've done for me and Hamilton Sparta. And I just wanted to know a couple of things if you don't mind me asking some questions.
Sure.
Perfect. So, firstly, what made you get into this health, wellness, and fitness industry?
Well, I mean, growing up, I was very active. However, I was obese, and I never really had a coach that kind of motivated me, or I never really had a coach that would teach me some of the stuff that I'm teaching these kids, right? I never learned how to do a somersault. I never learned how to run properly.
Yeah.
So I think every kid needs to do that. Every kid needs to learn how to run. They need to know how to jump. They need to know how to throw. And if I had some of that, the coaching that I am and the coaches that I brought on with you guys, I think that I would be a lot better athletically.
Exactly. So you were inspired by your own self, by working out by yourself and doing everything to make you physically better and active.
Yeah.
Perfect. Also, what makes you come in every single day? What motivates you to come and do your work every single day?
Well, I mean, I've been coaching one team in particular for 5 years, and it's just nice to see them develop, right? We kept mostly the same girls for the last 5 years, and it feels really good to see where they've come from where we started with them.
Exactly.
And yeah, I get a lot out of it. I think that I've had a huge impact on their career in terms, their sport performance. And yeah, that's probably one of the best things is seeing the players develop into
Athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So I know that Hamilton Sparta isn't your only job. You have a couple others that you were telling me about. Can you explain those?
Yeah, I work at 5 Star Fitness, just kind of as I like to call myself a fitness and wellness coach. I don't like the personal trainer title. And yeah, so basically that'd be my second job. I do that. I would typically train about 7 to 8 people within a day, all with different abilities. Some clients that I have been training, for example, I have to train someone with no arms and one leg, and that's been a real challenge. But I mean, yeah, so that's my other job.
So how does your day-to-day process go? So you already have the World Star, your health and wellness coach, and going to Hamilton Sparta. How long are your days, every single day?
Sometimes between 14 and 16 hours.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'll have a client at 5:30, and then I'll have a few. After that, I'll take a break for a few hours, and I'll have clients from, usually on, for example, Tuesday night, I have clients from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
As well as I've trained 3 soccer teams at 5 Star from 7 to 10, which is...
So it's a busy schedule.
Busy schedule.
That's awesome. Also, why did you choose 5 Star Fitness as opposed to Good Life or anything like that?
Well, at the time, after I did my internship at McMaster, I had an interview with Twist, and I had an interview with 5 Star. I was going to go with Twist. And then ultimately, the manager that hired me at my first location, he kind of convinced me to come over there, right? Because it was more of a sports performance facility.
Yeah.
And so I chose to go over there over Twist, and initially it was a bad decision on my part because it was hard for me to make sales.
Yeah.
But now it's been a really good decision, and it's led to a lot more opportunities.
So you like 5 Star a lot more.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
Okay, perfect. The last question I wanted to ask was, if you had one thing you would want to change about Hamilton Sparta and the way it's run and 5 Star, what would they be?
Well, for Hamilton Sparta, we need to, obviously we're limited in resources. If I could have more equipment, that would be nice. If you look at McMaster's facility, it's nice. They have power racks everywhere. They have a track, right? So obviously, more funding that the government can give us to create a better program would be a lot better. So that's the one thing that would change. It would be to have more resources available to me.
Yeah, because I know we usually train at Hillfield, and it's a little tight space and stuff. So I see where you're coming from for that.
There's a lot of planning that has to go into it.
Exactly.
Okay.
What about 5 Star? What would you change about 5 Star?
A lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, let me think about this one.
The biggest thing that you'd want to change about 5-star.
Honestly, it's the commission and the sales part of it.
Yeah,
So in order to be a successful personal trainer, you have to be really good at sales.
exactly.
You're pretty much on commission. I wish that they would kind of give us a salary and be like, okay, you guys train this amount of clients. Because sometimes it's not motivating to train someone. Another thing too is that we have different rates at 5-star.
Exactly.
And it's not all about the money, but sometimes you get paid $40 an hour, and other times you get paid $20 an hour. And sometimes you put more work into the $20 an hour clients, and you don't have to put much work into the $40 clients, right? So, I mean, that's the worst part. I think that another big issue is that you need to be good at sales.
Yeah.
It's not enough to be a good trainer. You need to be good at sales.
Yeah.
And that's something I had to learn the hard way. That's something that I think everyone should start to learn, because it's going to be important, not even for what you do there, but everything else.
So would you say that that is the one thing that you would tell? So let's say you were training a new person that just came at World Star. Is that the first thing you would tell them? Be like, you have to practice your sales and make sure that those are good, and then we can move on to the working out stage?
Absolutely. You have to be able to sell. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to convince people that they need to have training. And that's kind of the hardest part, right? Obviously, I had a bit of an issue with that because I'm not exactly cut, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I had to overcome that issue, which I did. And, yeah, some people, and I have become the top salesperson there, or the top trainer, whatever you want to call it. And that's just from learning how to talk to people, learning how to read people.
Exactly. So that's very impressive. Being the top trainer, that's amazing.
Yep.
So thank you very much for coming.
No problem.
If there's any other questions that I have, is it okay if I email you?
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
You got
Thank
my
you so much.
contact info.
Thank you. Yo, please be...